Stories from the Tall Tales Club. Episode 5, An Abominable Adventure by Joe Potts.
Abominable snowmen don't exist, Pascal.
Oh, but time-traveling elephants do.
Yes, they do.
So why can't an abominable snowman exist?
Because there are no such thing as abominable snowmen.
Yes, there are!
No, there are not!
Gentlemen, ladies, please, calm down. You must behave. Do you hear me? You must, or I'll be taking names.
The Tuesday afternoon meeting of the Tall Tales Club had descended into pandemonium. The volatile combination of Major Big Billy Rubin and Pascal Beaumont had erupted quickly before I could even get my first cup of premium Kona coffee. The dozen or so attendees had chosen sides and joined in the fracas. That was unacceptable, at least to me, and evidently to our leader and resident jolly elf, Colonel Krinkle, as well. He quickly restored order, as only he could do.
There, that's better. Waiter, bring in fresh lemon scones and blueberry muffins. Those will soothe you quicker than a candy cane. Now, Major Rubin, we must allow Brother Beaumont to begin his story. We all know he nipped at your heels during your last tall tale of the strange elephant. But let's leave those feelings in the dustbin of past grievances. We're all kin of a sort, you know. After all, a grudge that we hold is a smudge on our soul.
Very well. I'll show I can be a gentleman. I'll let Brother Beaumont spin his web of, his fanciful yarn.
It would be inaccurate to say that Major Rubin and Pascal Beaumont fought like cats and dogs. I have known many such creatures that were the best of friends and can truly be said to have loved each other. No one had ever accused Beaumont and Rubin of that, and certainly not me.
This so-called Major, Monsieur Rubin, is chafed because I could see through his absurd tale of the time-traveling elephant. When he hears an actual adventure such as mine, he does not know how to handle it.
My dear Mr. Beaumont, adventures I can handle. Adventures, yes. Abominable snowmen, no.
Speaking of abominations, this tedious, mindless quarreling is vexing me. I've heard more astute deliberations in nursery schools.
Lady Jane Ashley was armed with her lethal weapon of choice, her words. They could cut down the hardiest of men. I was excited for the rich possibilities of the day ahead.
My adventures have the advantage of being real.
So, you think we're rubes who will swallow your story of the abominable snowman? We have neither the gullets nor the gullibility for that.
Major Rubin, I believe you owe Monsieur Beaumont some latitude. After all, his adventures have been chronicled from time to time by the news outlets.
Ball de dash.
Now, Major. Let's let Brother Beaumont tell his tale. Gather round. Fresh scones and muffins for everyone.
Thank you, Colonel. That is very gracious of you. My adventure, which took place many years ago, began innocently enough. I was traveling throughout Eurasia with the Grangers, Marcus and his wife Melinda. You've no doubt heard of them, as their exploits have been, exploited on the Exotic Journeys channel.
Oh, yes, those two. I always say, nothing stranger than a Granger in danger, except when accompanied by that rascal Pascal.
Quiet, you buffoon! At least my story will not be plagued by time-traveling elephants.
Major Big Billy Rubin's tale was a corker. As I'm sure yours will be, Brother Beaumont. Please, continue.
Well, The Grangers and I had made our way across Europe into Asia, and after many months came to Nepal to experience the Himalayas. Well, this was before Marcus and Melinda became famous with their television show, you know. But they were still experienced adventurers, and I was fortunate they had befriended a young pup such as myself. I was fresh out of college, you see, and eager to see the world.
Evidently, you didn't give the world a choice. I'm sure it wasn't eager to see you.
Oh, very droll, Monsieur Rubin. But I was more interested in seeing the natural world than its human inhabitants. I wanted to travel the 7 continents and see all that the world had to show me. Well, I was fortunate to have met the Grangers when they spoke at the university. They recognized a kindred spirit and invited me to come on their next journey after my graduation.
Yes, I'm sure kindred blowhards can spot one another quite easily.
Major Rubin, don't you have an appointment to ride an elephant? In any case, they had decided that I would benefit from having them as my guides. Frankly, I believe they empathized with me because we had all been raised as orphans. Now, back to Nepal. Some of you might know that area of the world is prone to earthquakes, and that made our journey all the more perilous. We had left Kathmandu, and after some considerable time, we made our way to the Himalayan range. We could feel the air chilling, and the snow cover increased with the altitude.
Look over there, Pascal. In the distance, above the ridge. I believe a sight most never have the privilege of seeing.
Yes, I see it. The peak of Mount Everest.
A glorious sight. We should see much more than the peak once we're on top of this ridge. Everest is many miles away, of course.
Yes, that's true, Melinda. Of course, I've seen it from different angles. I've been in the Himalayas a number of times.
And I was right there with you. I mean, Marcus, you're not the only seasoned explorer here.
Of course. You've always been right there behind me.
Except for the times I was in front of you.
Yes, a few times, I'm sure. We're always right there together, usually with me in the lead.
With your big head blocking the view.
I am sure the important thing is you both were there, no? An inspiration to all fellow adventurers. I appreciate you taking a novice like me under your wing.
We were excited to bring you along. Listen, Pascal, I know your life hasn't been easy, losing your parents at such a young age and all. And Marcus and I both understand what it is like to be orphans. With that kind of experience as a child, getting started on the right foot can be difficult for anyone. We just wanted to give you some opportunities you might not otherwise have. To know there's people that care about you.
Geez, give him a break, honey. You'll embarrass him.
No, Marcus. She's fine. I understand what she's saying. I am grateful to both of you for your compassion and generosity.
Okay. Pretty soon we'll have to break into a chorus of Kumbaya. We can do a group hug later. Look, the peak of this ridge is still a ways off, and the snow is deeper up here. We're only hiking, not mountain climbing, so we don't want to go much higher.
By the way, Pascal, we need to watch out for crevices. The sides are steep and slippery, and they can be deep. There aren't as many here as in the higher elevations, of course, and they aren't as big.
Good point, Melinda. They can still be dangerous down here.
Thank you for the warning. I'll be careful. And by the way, it is crevasse.
Hold up! Marcus, listen. We've heard that before. I think it's an earthquake.
Yes, let's hope it's not a bad one. We should get to the high ground if we can. We don't want to be on the wrong side of an avalanche.
It's stopping. We should still head for higher ground, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. Earthquakes can be sneaky creatures. Just when you think they're gone, they double back and they pounce on you.
Really, Marcus? It's not a wild beast. It's not stalking us.
It's funny you say that, Melinda. I have felt the creeping up the back of my neck for some time. I feel like something's going on that I should pay attention to. I got a glimpse of something a while back. Something large. Something white.
I know, you've never been to this part of the world before, Pascal. But let me assure you, there are no polar bears in Nepal.
Hey, Marcus, don't insult the greenhorn. You don't have to be from Okefenokee to know there's no kangaroos down there.
Oui, Melinda. Thank you. But I saw something nevertheless. And I... Hold on. What is that?
I've never heard it before, but I've certainly heard it described. Do you realize, Melinda, what we're hearing?
I'm not a rookie, you know. I've been around too. That's the unmistakable sound of a Yeti. Many in Nepal have heard that before, including me. It was a couple of years before our paths crossed.
A Yeti? You can't be serious. A Yeti? As in the Abominable snowman?
You betcha, mon frere. And it sounds like we might end up having a close encounter of the abominable kind.
Ah, what is that stench? It's like someone's taking a pickaxe to my nostrils.
It's the Yeti, of course. That's what they say about them. Phew, an overpowering pungent smell.
Not unlike certain cheeses from your homeland, Pascal.
Yes, very dull, Marcus. However, I think... Wait, look! There it is. Whatever it is, it's coming this way!
You're right. It is coming this way. It's coming slowly. Maybe it's just curious. Still, I think we should continue to make for the high ground.
Yes. Look, there is one pinnacle that is shutting out. If we can make it to the top, we might stand a chance.
Agreed. If it's hostile, I don't think we can outrun it, but we can defend ourselves better from up high.
Oh, this snow is so deep. I don't like our chances of getting there. Maybe we can make friends. People say I speak abominably, so maybe he'll understand me.
We're about to be the Yeti special du jour, and you can make jokes? I admire you, Pascal. You've got guts.
So far, at least. Listen. It's rumbling again, and the ground is shaking.
Marcus, look! The snow up above, it's moving.
Yes, it's an avalanche, and heading our way. We'll never make the pinnacle in time.
But look at the Yeti. It stopped coming our way. It sees the avalanche too.
Yes, and the avalanche has not stopped coming our way. And it's getting bigger and moving closer every second. I had hoped I wouldn't die quite this young.
Quick, come together and give bear hugs. We'll have a better chance of staying together when the snow hits us.
Yeah, good idea. That's it. Clasp tightly. Now, brace yourselves!
The Abominable Snowman? Mr. Beaumont, are you aware I have a strict quota on how much sliced bologna I can consume in one day?
I think, Major, he just trumped your elephant with an Asian Bigfoot.
Patience, patience. Let me continue. We had tumbled down the slope like ragdolls caught in an avalanche. We ended up buried in snow, as you can imagine. I think we all lost consciousness for a bit. When we came to, we realized we had been incredibly lucky. We could see daylight through the snow just over our heads, so we knew we weren't buried deeply. And the snow was light and powdery, which no doubt worked to our advantage.
Yes, I've found that powdery snow is best when navigating a large vehicle laden with heavy cargo. Well, no mind. I'm sure we're all eager to hear how you extricated yourselves from your, predicament.
We ended up within sight of each other. We each managed to dig out enough so we could pop our heads through the snow. I could see Marcus and Melinda. We called to each other and soon ascertained that no one was gravely injured. I was about to start working my way out when I realized there was a fourth figure near us. I then thought that maybe we weren't so lucky. Facing me in the snow, a bit past Marcus' position, was the Yeti.
Beaumont, this is a sorry tale, and I'm incensed that you besmirch this hallowed club with such nonsense. Really? An earthquake, an avalanche, and an abominable snowman all in the same day. Your arrogance is unforgivable.
And yet, somehow familiar, Major Rubin.
Listen, Monsieur Rubin. I would thank you to afford me the same level of courtesy I extend to you during your imaginary tales.
Exactly! You comprehend the situation perfectly, Mr. Beaumont.
But this story is a doozy, Major Rubin. A real frosty treat. What's better than a ripping tale covered with snow? Please continue, Brother Beaumont. I hope you didn't have to wait for the spring thaw.
Thank you, Colonel. Your indulgence is appreciated. As I was saying, the Yeti was close enough that I could smell it, which, believe me, mes amis, I do not recommend. The creature, fortunately, seemed to be stunned. Not unconscious, but I would say, what is your word? Yes, groggy. So the Grangers and I started trying to dig out, but into the direction away from the Yeti, of course.
Marcus, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. But I'm fairly stuck. If I can just get my arm free. Oh, yeah. There. I think I can get out now. Move slowly while you're digging.
I'm getting there. A little at a time. I can almost pull my legs out.
Just make sure you keep an eye on the unwelcome visitor.
Yes, I've got him in sight. Okay, I'm free. Melinda, I'm coming. We can get away from... Ah!
Marcus, what's wrong?
My ankle! Ah! It might be broken. Just a minute. Let me try a little weight. Ow! Oh, no, it's not good.
We'll have to help you, Marcus. I can work my way over to you.
I'm closer. Let me.
Melinda, I know you are capable of many things, but you will certainly not be able to lift Marcus. At least not by yourself.
Neither of you are going to help me. I could get by on one leg.
Of course you can, you heroic manly man. And you'll get us all killed by rousing the Yeti with your moaning and shrieking.
I don't normally like to inject myself in marital squabbles, but in this case, Marcus, your wife is correct.
Thank you, Pascal.
Yes, as usual. All right, Pascal. Hurry now. We need to escape the Yeti.
Almost there, Marcus. I'll drag you out of here myself if I have to. Melinda, you appear to be closest to the high point. Try to start walking towards it and carve out a path for Marcus and me.
Good idea.
Excellent, Melinda. We'll be right behind you. Okay, Marcus, are you ready? Lean your weight against me. This will surely hurt a bit.
This is nothing. You should have been with me the time I was impaled by a piece of coral scuba diving off the coast of Madagascar. That was an adventure
Surely your story is best for another time, mon ami. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I got you. One step at a time.
The snow is light. Still, it's hard to gain much traction.
Slow and steady, Melinda. Slow and steady.
It's easy for you to say. Wait, I'm okay, don't worry.
That's the spirit, my love.
Luckily for us, this was a minor avalanche at best. Hardly worth mentioning. As a youngster, I made snow forts larger than this. Someone may be looking out for us yet.
Yeah. They'd better start doing a better job of it. Here comes an aftershock!
Keep moving, Melinda. We're getting closer.
The ground is really shaking now. Please, not another avalanche.
Look! It's the Yeti! The earthquake roused it!
Let's hope it's more interested in getting out than pursuing us. Whoa! That last shake was wicked. I'm almost there.
I can't go any faster. Marcus, look behind us. Where is the Yeti?
It's coming towards us and making better progress than we are. My ankle!
It seems to be responding to your cries.
Look! I can see snow moving again. There must be another avalanche starting.
Pascal! The Yeti is coming closer! Wait! We gotta get out of here!
Melinda, keep going forward.
I'm almost there, but look! The snow is coming at us. It might cover us again.
Pascal! The Yeti! It's right behind us!
There is nothing I can do. Hold on to me, Marcus.
Let go of me! Stop it!
Let go of him, you beast! No, stop! Get back here!
Marcus! No!
Saenz, help me!
Marcus! Marcus! Wait! I don't believe this! The Yeti looks like it's trying to save you. It's carrying you to the pinnacle!
Yes! Saving me! Saving me for a late night snack!
The avalanche is almost on us. We're going to be buried under more snow. Hurry!
Heaven help us!
I'm at the pinnacle. Marcus, the Yeti is heading towards me. What do I do?
The snow!
The powder cloud is getting too dense. I can't see you anymore.
We're near you, Melinda. I can hear you.
Marcus, what just happened?
I don't know. He just put me down and left. Where's Pascal?
I don't know. Pascal?
I'm almost there!
Hurry, Pascal!
Pascal, I can see you now.
I made it! I'm coming up!
Take my hand, Pascal.
We're going to make it!
Did you see the Yeti?
I lost sight of him. But hold on! Here comes the snow!
I don't believe it. We all made it. Oh, Marcus.
What a relief!
Come here. Both of you. I'm so relieved to see you.
And now it's really time for a group hug.
Any signs of the Yeti? Can you see him anywhere?
Look, down there. Is that the Yeti's arm?
He must have been buried in the snow again.
We should see if he needs help.
I don't know. Maybe it's best to leave him alone. Who knows what a wild beast like that would do if he's hurt?
Well, I know what he did for me when I was hurt. And we should do the same for him.
Maybe he's calling for his kind. Maybe some other abominables will come and help him.
He's not abominable in my book. And look around. Do you see another Yeti? Remember what it's like to be alone and needing a friend. Right now, that Yeti needs a friend.
An excellent point, my dear.
Yes, I do remember what it's like to be alone. You're right. We have to try and save him. I believe the apropos principle is one good turn deserves another.
Yes, truer words were never spoken, my brother. Let's go.
No, Marcus. You cannot move anymore. You only made it to the pinnacle because of the Yeti. Show some gratitude to our new friend by staying here.
I'll come and help.
No, madame. Stay with your husband and care for him. Should another avalanche befall us, he will need you to protect him. I will find a way.
What incredible nonsense!
So you are all buried in an avalanche, became best buddies with the abominable snowman who led you to safety with Marcus on his back. Charming. Were you able to return the favor and save him?
Fortunately, when I reached the Yeti, I was able to dig him out. I was exhausted, but I summoned all of my strength and kept digging till the Yeti was free. It was simply a matter of vouloir c'est pouvoir. How would you say that? Where there's a will, there's a way. So yes, I was able to save the Yeti that day.
Whereupon, to show his gratitude, he served you tea and crumpets. Or was it yak milk and tree roots?
Major Rubin, I am telling the absolute truth. We were safe from the avalanche's destruction thanks to the Yeti, and we saved it in return, which, I will tell you, gave me quite a feeling inside. And the look on its face when I dug it out, it looked slowly and deliberately at me. Can a human perceive revelation on such a beastly face? I'll leave that to each of you to decide. But I have never forgotten that look. Then the Yeti ran, and we never saw it again.
And this august assemblage will be running into the street to get away from your absurdities.
You forget, Major Rubin. Pascal's story can be verified because there are witnesses, the Grangers. Shall we place a call?
True, Lady Jane, but you may have a hard time reaching them at present, Joe. I believe they're on the far side of the moon just now.
How convenient. It means nothing if these glory hounds are conspirators in your deceptions.
You do not know them as I do, and you misjudge them. They are honest and upright explorers, and everything you see on their televised adventures is true. They would indeed verify my story. We have kept in close touch over the years. Such a shared traumatic experience can form a permanent connection, no? And I believe it would be accurate to say that as we learned of our similar childhoods, of being shuffled from one foster home to another, never truly being a part of a family, well, that is a bond indeed.
That doesn't mean that your reputation isn't built on fabrications.
That from you, the king of the fibbers. At least my Yeti wasn't giving rides back in time for $20.
Gentlemen, your good-natured repartee is delightful. Wonderful stuff. And now my perfect surprise for the perfect end of the day. Waiter, if you please. Fruitcake for everyone. The missus's own recipe.
Oh, I can't think of a more appropriate end to this day.
I can't either, Major. And for once, I'm not being facetious. And speaking of families, Pascal, we gather around this table regularly and share good food, drink, and camaraderie, or something close to it. We also share a love of adventure and its accompanying tales of wonder. I'd say we're a family of sorts, aren't we?
Well said, Lady Jane. Well said. I can feel the affection permeating the room.
Esteemed Colonel, I did not join this club to make friends. And affection, well, that is a rare emotion for me. Be that as it may, I will say that in this club, I feel like I belong. I find I can tolerate most of you, most of the time, in a way that I can't with any other group. I would not keep returning if that were not so. Some bonds have undeniably been formed, and therefore, my dear Lady Jane, at least for today, family sounds right. I still don't have a real family, you know, and this indeed may be the closest I ever get to one.
Then, Brother Beaumont, I must say, I feel for you more than I can say.
The Colonel and Lady Jane having defused another powder keg, the club members settled in for a lively and more civilized discussion of the day's events at the 4th Avenue Club for Travelers and Storytellers, better known, of course, as the Tall Tales Club. And what do you think, dear listener? Was Pascal Beaumont's story a concocted tale for the amusement of his fellow adventurers? Or did he and his companions encounter a Yeti? Do such creatures, whether called abominable, snowmen, or Bigfoot, exist? If so, are they capable of compassion? Would they help a fellow being in distress? Can they feel gratitude? For surely if they exist, they share a creator with us all. As with many of life's mysteries, we must, with an open mind, decide for ourselves the answer that rests easiest in our hearts. That was Stories from the Tall Tales Club, Episode 5. An Abominable Adventure. Written by Joe Potts. Cast members in order of appearance. Scott Walton as Colonel Krinkle. Joe Potts as the narrator. Dennis Jerz as Major Billy Rubin. David Seremet as Pascal Beaumont. Peg Bryan as Lady Jane. Douglas Tjelmeland as Marcus Granger. Chris Paluzzi as young Pascal Beaumont. Katrina Kayden as Melinda Granger. Directed by Karrie Fetter. Produced by Thomas Marinchak. Our audio technician was Matthew Mann. Sound design by Matthew Mann and Jacob Gorsich. Music by Matthew Mann. A production of We Are One Body Audio Theater.